right. Time to get started. Hopefully everyone's having a good Thursday night. Need to pick what I'm gonna do tonight. And what I'm thinking is make a game concept, if I can say the words. Basically make a small 1 to 2 hour game in GDevelop, and just basically just as a fun exercise. So what I need to do is come out here and go to close project, and we're going to create. So what I really want to do is, hey Code, how's it going, man? What I really want to do is find a game and try to basically copy it. Yeah, family's doing pretty well. How's your family doing, bro? It's just me here solo tonight. Yeah, Space Invaders is a nice, easy one. Could definitely do that. I'm glad to hear it. I need to move a window around over here so I can... Yeah, it's good to be back on the stream too. Feels like it's been a while. But I've been good though. Honestly, just chilling. Feel like I've gotten a good break from everything. And so feel pretty refreshed, to be honest. So despite the quiet sound waves, or the quiet radio waves, I feel like I'm doing pretty well, so good to go. All right, let's just create a game from scratch. I'll do a 2D game. And we'll just do... I'll do a smaller one. Maybe I'll make this like a portrait that would be mobile friendly. Yeah, it is nice to have that break every now and then. Yeah, but congrats on getting your game pushed out there. That's really awesome. It's a big step. And I wanted to actually spend part of this stream playing through some of the levels. I know I don't have Sam here, but I do want to do that. Yeah, of course. All right, in that case, what time is it here? Let me mark. I'm going to aim for an hour to get the concept functioning. We're going to put art as like secondary. I'll swap out assets later if I want to. So I'm just going to start with placeholder art, triangles or whatever. That way I can focus on actually getting the game put together. Had a few plays a day, but so far no feedback. It's really hard to get it out there and to get people to actually play it. But hopefully you'll get some actual feedback on it as well. All right, well, why don't we start with a ship, a player object. Not sure what size to go with. Let's try... Something like this for starters. Let's put the origin point at the center. No need for that to be off to the top right. And then what do we want? Nothing too crazy. I mean, it's just, I guess, basically top-down movement. Activision made Space Invaders for PS1, a cool couch multiplayer game. Yeah, honestly, Space Invaders is an arcade game, which I think arcade games generally translate better to console, which would be like a couch, good couch multiplayer. So that makes sense. It's crazy how old PS1 is getting. All right. No, I don't remember all these values very well, so let's just throw this out there. Let me rename it. I'll call it just player. And then I do want to do this is going to be the level, so I'll just rename that as level. And then go back into that. Let's do an external event. This will be player. Go into there, choose the scene, select level, and I just wanted to do a few controls. So what am I looking for here? Maybe it's over here. Button. Oh, key pressed, not button. What am I thinking? All right, so that'll be W. And if W is pressed, we're going to simulate the up key press. Then for A, that will be right, left, obviously. S will be down. You said it had boss fights and power-ups, so it was fun. Sweet. If we get far enough, maybe I can put a boss in here. Have I tried any Stardew Valley mods? I personally haven't. I've been watching a lot of them because I get since we've been kind of on a Stardew kick lately. I've been watching them like on my TikTok feed and stuff. And there's a lot of mods, and some of them look really fun. The interesting thing is the vanilla game has expanded so much that we still haven't really gotten through all of it. I kind of know what all of the end games are, and we've wrapped up some of the end game loops, but we're not completely there. Again, we don't really binge it that much. We just play it casually when we get time, but no, it's a lot of really awesome mods. And so I think once we get done, we'll probably experiment with some of those. We just, until we've really finished vanilla, it's kind of like, why change it up when we haven't finished the normal thing? Oh, there's a mod for Minecraft that adds the Stardew fishing minigame. Nice. That's pretty awesome. I actually did. So yeah, that's the Stardew fishing minigame. You saw it. It's like the bar that goes up and down. So I did create that minigame, excluding all the like the actual bobber cast and stuff. I was actually having a weird issue with painting the string from the fishing pole to the bobber. I got it to work, but then I think there was a visibility issue. But yeah, I don't know. The painters in GDevelop are funny sometimes. Did you, I know you're wanting to do a fishing game yourself. Did you make any good progress? I think the last time I asked you, you said no because you were finishing Clone Escape. All right, we're going to use this scene to start all previews, and let's see if we have... Oh, you know what? I need to rotate this in the editor. We go in here because everything needs to face to the right. So let's rotate just like that. Let me double check my points. Yeah, it's fine because it's centered. Movement's a little weird. You've been on a Minecraft spree lately, so I haven't done any game dev. That's all right. I mean, I used to get onto myself for doing that, but it's like, I think if you just never play games, you get away from the thing you love. Because at some point, you make games because you like games, so that's all right. How's the Minecrafting going? I'm making Space Invaders, but honestly, it might turn into kind of a combination of both. Oh yeah, so I wanted to tweak the movement here. Let's go to behaviors. I think I just want the rotation to be super fast. It just doesn't feel very good. Yeah. And then maybe even boost the acceleration. I can tweak these later as we go. Maybe they can just be based on power-ups. And for some reason, it just looks a little choppy too. It's probably just my computer though. You know, I suppose Space Invaders, you're kind of always pointed up, right? So probably shouldn't give the option to angle, to change the rotation. And to be honest, I thought I made this more portrait. What is my... Oh. there we go. That'll do it. Except I need to lock the player in. Space Invaders mashed with asteroids, maybe? Yeah, if I'm gonna do asteroids, I need to be able to turn in all directions. If it's Space Invaders, probably fix it to where the player's just pointed up all the time. But I don't... You know, I think there's a behavior. Let me check it out here. I forgot the name of it, though. Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to look for. I think there's a behavior for when you go outside one edge, you appear through the opposite. Yes. Screen wrap. Teleport the object when leaving one side. It's not a physics object. Perfect. And we really only want probably horizontal, but we'll leave both for now. Boom. All right, good. Now we're set up. We've got that. And let's give the player object fire bullets. Sorry, I missed your previous comment. You said you put all your favorite mods into a pack and you're just chilling in a world trying to find others to play, but most of your friends don't use PC. Those non-PC friends, you gotta ask. You know, it's like sometimes you don't think you know them. Yeah, so I guess what, like, the difference between Space Invaders and asteroids, I guess at the core level, is that the Space Invaders, all the ones I played, all the clones, they're always more fixed. They come from the top, you're at the bottom, you shoot at them, they sometimes shoot at you. Asteroids, it's just like an asteroid field, everything's chaos. So if we're gonna combine... Yeah, you could shoot a Space Invader enemy. It could split into two. Maybe they're both shooting at you. Maybe they don't shoot. Maybe they're inert. They can have different behaviors. Let's see. Let's get some kind of an enemy going then. Or we could just have Space Invaders the traditional way, plus asteroids are coming in. It does seem kind of like if Space Invaders are constantly coming in from the top, kind of want to like prevent the player from having the enemy spawn directly on them, because that would be something considered unfair. Maybe a scrolling background and you scroll up with the enemy coming from the top. Yeah, that would work. Let's try one of these. And this might have the fire bullets behavior as well. So that's 32, 32. So we can make like a wave. Let's see, we're gonna need a bullet object for them. Not sure exactly how big I need this to be. Oops. Oh yeah, right there. 2 and 4. It's a little hard to see. By little, I mean very. Making you want to go live, making a quick game. You should. You could do it. Resize the width. Maybe just make it a little bit wider and a little bit taller. Not too big because there's going to be a lot of them moving around, but it should be big enough to be visible so you can try to dodge it. Alright, so there's that, and then what we'll do is let's set this with the behavior for destroy outside. And then we'll actually do that probably for the enemies as well. But we'll give them a margin. A pretty good margin. All right. So that would need to be at about y negative 50. Yeah, I could add glow to the bullet. That'd be good. Pretty small, so I think I'll give it a margin of a whatever it's called, the outer strength of 1, and let's see what that looks like. In fact, let me just put one on the screen here. Yeah, I mean, I'd say it's pretty visible. I can make it longer maybe, but let's just get this going. What we'll do is create an enemy's external event. In fact, let me go ahead and do a couple of things. I want to give it like a an ID. Then I want to do probably a type. And they might even need health. The player probably does too. Although I know in the old school, you have a health of 1, I think. Your fishing game scope is getting massive, so probably might put it on the shelf for now and make it your next big project after the Quick 3. Nice. Yeah, that could get pretty big for sure. I'll show you what I did so far. I'll just take a quick pause, quick detour, then I'll come back to this, because I do want to finish this within the hour. Just because you talking about making a fishing game was kind of getting me excited. If I can find where I put it. Oh, I had a test environment I made it in, so it's actually this. But if this gives you any ideas, feel free to take them. It's not really anything original, though. Right now it's basically Pokemon, but it looks about fishing. I mean, that's kind of what some of the fishing games are, right? Because I know, like, you basically have a codex with all of the creatures to catch, and that's kind of what I think the fishing games come down to. So that makes sense. But just real quick, here's kind of what I did. Just because you were talking about it and I got excited. But I didn't get very far. Oops. Alright, here we go. So I just put a quick map on here, and I had basically wherever there's a fishing pole you can click and it'll take you to a scene. Because I was just thinking super simple for mine, where you have like maybe 5 locations. Because in Stardew Valley you have, in the main actual Stardew Valley, not if you leave the island and go to the desert or the volcano, but on the main island you've got like basically a pond, lake, 2 lakes, ocean / beach, and different sections of a river. So I was thinking put like 5 or 6 spots that you click on and go to them. So the idea was you click on it, it casts a bobber out somewhere. I'll limit it to 1 per pole, of course, but it casts them out, and they wiggle after a few seconds. And the idea is that when it wiggles, you click on it and you go to the fishing game, the reel it in game. So if I go over to that scene, it's the Stardew Valley fishing game right here. And then going back to the Pokemon idea you had, it's kind of like I just put some of these fish up here. It's like, yeah, basically you would have a codex and you're trying to catch them all. So it is Pokemon. Like they would be revealed or something like that. You would unlock it. Yeah, sometimes it's fun to try to make an exact copy with different art. But I would definitely play a casual fishing game that's bigger in scope as well. Oops, that is the wrong game. Okay, Space Invaders, here we go. I'm going to give myself the next 37 minutes to get this concept working. Yeah, definitely fun. Okay. So I think what I'll do is like go into the enemies events. And this is just going to be like a for each enemy. Actually, I needed to create an enemies group, so let me do that. All right, so I've got ID and type. And how much health did I give it? It would start at 100. Let's make that simpler. 10 and 10. Then in the events, it will be dang it, wrong one. For each enemies. And here I'll do a check. I'll say if enemy ID or type rather is 0, that'll be my first type of enemy, and then I'll give it some behaviors. The idea will be that when these things are spawned, I'll probably start like a timer on them. Actually, no, I don't need to do a timer. I could do maybe like a... What's your idea here? Basically, like every, random within 3 to 5 seconds, they're going to shoot a bullet out. Instead of a timer, considering the frame rate issue, just give them like a variable that holds the time delta value. You think that's a better approach? Riley could be lurking. The numbers show it's possible. I'm going to try the variable thing. I'm not sure what other devs do here. The overall goal for the game, or for like what I'm talking about right here? What I'm talking about right here is just basically a time interval to shoot a bullet out, for the enemies to shoot a bullet out. For the game, for the enemy logic, yeah. Because I think they're gonna I think I'm gonna try to make it basically traditional Space Invaders where they go top down. And you're trying to kill them before they get to you. But then I'll also throw in asteroids, which function like traditional asteroids, where they break up all over the place too. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Yeah, if we're going to do that, let me move this. So we'll pick a random. Okay, let's just set that at a... Yeah, no, that's true. All right, let me think. Because we'll have different enemy types. I might give them slightly different behaviors. So let's say for these red enemies, let's say like every 2 seconds it's going to pick one and they're going to shoot for starters because they're presumably one of the easiest. So I might do like a scene variable for that. I know, we really do. I think that's our Achilles heel, isn't it? We really do. All right, yeah, 29 minutes. Hold on, what did I set that to? Scene variable, timer, yeah, so again, that'll be, let's say 2 seconds. But you won't know which enemy it's coming out of. Yeah, there was a really smart game dev on the Thomas Brush on one of his podcasts, and he said you can make a game in 4 hours if you make the kind of game that can be made in 4 hours. And it sounds so simple and basic, but the hard part is the scoping. He's saying you can make a game in a week without breaking a sweat if you design the kind of game that can be made in a week. But it's hard to do that. It's hard to start off on the right scope. All right, for each instance of enemies, I'm going to check a scene variable. If it is, actually not yet. I'm going to check a timer. Here I'll pick a random enemy. It's going to fire. Now I think the old school game they just shot straight down. So I think in GDevelop that is, I think that's 90 degrees, but I always get it wrong because GDevelop's circle angles are backwards from normal, from what's normal, I believe. So that'll be at enemy X, enemy Y, Don't forget to reset the timer. What was it called? Let me copy the name over. Okay, now I need to make sure I include these events in the main. And then let's just test this out by putting a few enemies out. And honestly, I won't be able to see very well. Let me see if... Wait, I never started the timer. Let me do that too. Yeah, exactly. I needed to start it. Okay, those are shooting. I set it to 90. It's also picking the same enemy each time. I thought I set it to 90. Okay, so the bullet, let me see here. Oh, angle of the bullet should be 0. Now that should be 90, but I think I did the thing where I needed the actual sprite to be rotated, so... Here we go. Okay. Yep, got it. Finally got it. All right, let's delete this bullet that's just chilling here. So we want the player to be able to shoot at them. All right, fire bullets toward angle. I think I can use player dot angle for that. Is that right? Maybe I should just give the bullets a face forward behavior. Oops, why did I close that out? Dang it. 23 minutes. Fire bullets towards angle. Let me try that again. Bullet. Oh, no. Position where to create the bullet. Player.x. Player.y. Thinking helps. All right, let's give it a pretty good speed. If this weren't a 1 hour game, I'd probably imagine there would be power-ups. I don't think I'm going to get to power-ups. But we are firing bullets. It's definitely rough, because this is like 8 directions. Definitely kind of old school and tough to really aim. I almost feel like I should make it more fixed, where you're just facing upward the whole time. Because this whole like moving to the side business is kind of brutal. In a weird way. You would think it'd make it easier, but I think it would make it harder. So let's disable A and D. WASD, yeah. And then let's give that a shot here. Oh, oops, wrong ones. We need to disable just the rotation. All right, player object, do not rotate. Exactly. Yeah, that's much better. That's how it should be. But you can still go through. Okay. Let's make the enemies progress, and then we'll also set them to spawn. So for now, why don't I tell them to spawn up here? I'm going to create another timer. I know this stuff. Enemy 0 spawn. I know you run into some time issues with the frame rate, but right now we'll just do it this way. Create one of these at X position. We'll just say random from 0 to... We can do a hard-coded value here because we know this, the width of the scene, which is 720, I believe. In fact, maybe I should do random and range, so it's not quite sticking out the edge of the map. So let's try like from 20 to 700. Y position can be probably 0. Okay, let's see if... Oh, and then I need to reset that. Okay, they're spawning in. That worked. Now we just need to tell them to move down. This is where we'll check enemy, or rather enemies. What are we doing here? Yeah. Variable type is equal to 0. Then we'll tell it to move position. We'll say, we'll just mess with the Y position on these guys. Fire timer, shoot, wait 1, move down. Yeah, if we wanted to make it really old school, where they don't have smooth movement, that's really fast. We could definitely do that. If we didn't want to give them smooth movement. So we could try that too. Let's say fire, wait. So do they only move then if they fire? Just kind of creep forward if they're the one. Why is it only picking one? Let's see here. Pick a random enemy. Okay, maybe this is wrong here. I don't think that's supposed to be under repeat for each instance. Okay, we don't need that right now. Let me move that down here. We're not using this. Yeah, so just literally that should do the trick. Except Okay, if this timer... Yeah, plus 30. If the timer is greater than or equal to, then reset the timer, pick a random enemy, shoot, wait, change position. It's not picking very randomly, though. We got 15 minutes to get the concept in place. Oh, no, it's picking randomly. But maybe they should all creep forward? Like at a steady rate? What do you think? Yeah, we could do that. There, that looks a little more old school arcade-like. Yeah, I could do it as a tween. Let's try that. A tween would be a nice combination between the old school movement and a smooth movement. Tween. Apply. Tween position. Move to enemy dot x, y, enemy dot y plus, we'll say 50. And let me consult my easing functions chart. What do we want, like a fast move and a slow stop? So a fast move, slow stop would be more like ease out quad. Don't destroy the object. Let's give that a shot. Oh, wait, I didn't say over how long. Over 0.5. We'll see how that looks. Yeah. Is that what you're thinking? I can't help but shoot the space bar. It's just fun. Cool beans. All right. That's pretty promising. So now let's do a bullet check so that we can destroy the enemies, apply damage. I actually need to make sure that we're firing a different bullet from the enemy. So let me actually duplicate this. So we'll say bullet player. That one can be... What color do we want for the player? Blue, green. Obviously, we could change it later, but we've got 11 minutes. Simple pixel particle explosion and to score to win. Heck yeah. Oops, I colored the... I kind of hate it how it links this same one. I need to not overwrite it. Here we go. All right. Oh, rename that as bullet enemy. Okay. This is where we'll use the repeat for each instance of enemy. If the distance between the enemy and bullet player is less than not exactly sure here. We'll give it a pretty generous number. I think 20 should suffice. How big is the enemy sprite? 64, so let's give it 30 then. And for now, we could say like we could say like 3 points of damage. Let me make it to where 3 bullets would kill them. And then, of course, if the enemy is dead, we'll apply some kind of score, but we'll also remove the enemy and put a particle explosion. So let's see if we're able to kill them. Okay. Oh, I'm not shooting the right bullets. Yeah, and I guess delete the bullet unless we want pierce to happen. So, good call. Let's delete the bullet. Seven minutes. Then... oh, switch the player shooting. There we go. All right, and then see if that works. So what I'll do, because I've got 6 minutes to get the concept in place. Then I'll give myself like 15 minutes to do particles, polish. All right, it's working. Delete bullet before apply damage so it doesn't one-shot. Oh wait, is it one-shotting? Oh, good call. Yeah, it's it's just deleting the bullet when the enemy's dead. There we go. All right, got that. I guess we need some kind of score. So let's do scene variable. We'll call this current score. In fact, let me put my little nomenclature in here. Oops. Home score. And honestly, this shoot timer could probably be like 1. Then let's also do a high score. Actually, no time for high score. And what I probably actually need to do is put some sort of a border thing up there for the UI. So realistically, let me do that too. Maybe this can just be like a metal box or something. We'll call it, needs to be the width of the scene. Maybe 50 would suffice. Put it bottom left so it's not over the game. Could do that too. Three minutes. What I'm thinking though is sometimes for mobile, your hands get in the way, so it'd be kind of hard to see the bottom areas. That's my only concern there. All right, UI should be on top. Let's put this on the UI layer. Let's put the score on the UI layer. And then the enemies actually need to start spawning at Y. About Y40 should suffice. Oh yeah, in fact, speaking of mobile, I need to make sure that this is an OR statement. I'm glad you just said that. 2 minutes. 2 minutes for the logic to be completed. And then, so touch. I think touch started should be good. I don't recall if that's going to let it machine gun. I do want it to machine gun. I guess there's no time to really play test that here. Last thing, I guess, for the logic is to get the score going and then the player to be damaged. So let's get the player damaged first. Did I not give the player health? No, come on. Yeah, I could auto shoot on touchscreen, honestly. It's not a bad idea either. All right, I'm gonna have failed the mobile controls for sure. I'm just gonna get the player health in here real quick. So the 15 minutes for polish has now begun. So if I want to go forego the polish and finish doing the mobile controls, I guess I could do that because I'm the boss of my little challenge. But we'll see what we get to. So let's see. Player. Apply damage to an object to the player, and we'll just say, I don't know, 5 points of damage. How much health did I give the player? How many times do we want to allow the player to get hit starting off without adding any other stuff to the game? No power-ups, no nothing like that. Basically, how many hearts? All right. We'll do that. 3. You get 3 and you're done. Next stream, we need an on-screen timer that shows each stage. Planning, making core loop, and polish. Yeah. Yeah, I think that'd be good. That's a good approach. So, all right, let's test the player damage. Let's wait 0.5 seconds. Oops, wait. Yeah, no, that's right. And then we just need a separate one to say if the player is dead. Delete the player. Wait 0.5 seconds. And then I wanted to just basically have another text object to say game over. We're going to hide that at the start. Slow death screen. Yeah, we could do that too. I guess what I could do is create a scene variable here, and we'll call it just dead as a Boolean, and we'll set that to true. I know this is still more logic, kind of cheating myself here a little bit, but we'll set that to true. And then in the main scene, we'll just say if that is true. I think I want one more variable here. No, it's not your fault at all. Not your fault at all. Wait, I needed one more. This needs to be at the beginning of the scene. Okay, if the variable dead is true, and then also if game over setup is false, then we'll set game over setup to true. And then we will show the text. And all right, we've already deleted the player. We'll show the text. And then last, I want a button. I need a button. Let's go with this one. Okay, then we'll create one of those. Let me think, 720, that would be, let's just say at 300. I don't know exactly, and we'll say at about 640, 700. Okay, let's give this a quick test. All right, that worked. And then we just need the logic to tell it to start the game over. Oops. All right, that should at least give it replayability. Okay, last thing I'll say is they really need to shoot faster. All right, but yeah, we're on to polish now. So I've actually only got 8 minutes for polish, but I think the game logic is sound. So let's add a player explosion. Always go with this juicy one here. I'm not even going to change it. I'm just going to add it. Well, let's preview it real fast. Yeah, that'll work. We'll just create the red explosion, and this is going to be anytime anything gets killed. No, I love it too, man. It's a good challenge. There we go. And then very similarly on the enemies, whenever they're destroyed. Let's test that. Oops, I left one on the screen. The other thing I want to do really for good effect is get a background going. Oh yeah, now they're shooting. Oof. Wait, what is happening down here? Oh, I know what's happening. When the enemies are getting destroyed, they're creating the explosion on top of the player. All right, 6 minutes. Exactly. All right, that should work. Obviously, this would be a lot more fun with different enemy types, but it is what it is. Then, oh, one other thing. Like you mentioned, let's do the time scale and set that to something super slow. If we die. All right, background. We've got to have a scrolling background. Is there a good tiled sprite that's available? Oops. Starry background, tiled sprite. 0.5. Yeah, we could do 0.5. Zero, zero, and then I'm going to make that 720 by 12. Dang it. 720 by 1280. And then we'll need that to, let's put that on the background layer. Actually, let's just set it to a low Z value. Then trying to remember what it is. This is the offset. So if I take that and do offset, oops. Okay, that didn't do anything. What am I missing here? What's the logic for making it scroll? Change the Y offset of the stars. Oh, I didn't tie the score. Let's see. No, I have a score variable here. I didn't use it. Got to add the score in. When the enemy is killed, all right, we've got score going on. All right, let me double check something here. Last thing, pretty much. You move it down, and once it's bottom Y, man, I cannot read tonight. I move it down, and once hits bottom Y, I rest the Y position, but I use two images doing the same thing, so it's seamless. Yeah, I took that approach a while ago. So you basically have two of them going. Yeah, we could do that too. For sure. All right, I'm at time. I'm just going to get the stars scrolling, and that's going to be it. That's the game for tonight. Just wanted to double check on this.
Are you a business?
Because here's what I was trying to find. Utiled sprite. Image offset. Add a value. And I thought I did that. Maybe I put it in the wrong spot. Oops. I might have to go with your approach. Because for some reason, this isn't doing what I want it to do. Okay, let's try your creative approach. So basically it's for each. You might be right. Let me try that. It's just one of those things when I find something I can't figure out, I'm just curious about it. Stars dot y plus 10. Oops. Yeah, I didn't like that either. It's because it knows I'm trying to stream, and it's like, no, Corey. All right, we'll do it the other way. We're gonna hard code this. Code. Repeat for each instance of stars. Change the Y position set to say 3. Then we'll say if stars. Position, specifically the Y position, is equal to 1281. And then the star's position is going to get put back up to negative, what, 1280? and then I need to make sure that I have 2 of them out here. So one here, Control C, Control V, X is 0, and then negative 1280. Oops, why is that? Change the Y position set to 3. Equal or greater. Yeah, that would be good too. Just in case it misses a beat. What in the world? Thank you. You know what? That's probably the problem I had a second ago. Now that I'm looking at it. But since I've got yours going here, let's go with it. There we go. All right, this is the 1 hour and 21 minute game. So I will generate a shareable link. Yeah, it's late. Faux show. I don't know if I can put this in the chat or not. All right, it's in chat. Yeah, the offset's cool because then you only need one version of it. So if I go back to that method, and I'm allowed to do this now because the 1 hour game is in chat now. So if I disable your version, I go to the offset. I in fact was setting it. I needed to add the value. Or subtract it, like you said. So that would have been the approach as well. So in that case, you would only need one object on the screen, which I guess is a little more efficient. But your version is actually something I did a long time ago. So that actually, that took me way back when you said to do that. When I didn't have these fancy change the Y offset functions within the engine. Over in a different engine. So I guess in that case, I can get rid of this one. Does the game work from your end? I guess I could actually play it for a minute. And I think I gave everything destroy when outside, besides the player object, of course. Oh yeah, in that case, let me see if I can get the mobile controls working. Okay. This is just bonus time. Okay, yeah, I'll do that. Let's see. Now, I know I've done this before. I don't do mobile controls too often, so I need to try to recall. think there was a way to basically say, yeah, so at the beginning of the scene, or actually for player, if it's a mobile device, and then one for if it's not a mobile device. If it is a mobile device, actually, hold on. This space bar firing needs to go under if not mobile. Then if it is a mobile device, we'll just say to always be firing. PC gamers will have to work harder. They can push that space button. And then also, I know there's a way to do, and I did this in one of my other games, but there's a way to do like an invisible joystick. Yeah, virtual thumbstick is pushed in any direction. Use add force to the player. And then do you remember what it is to make it so that you can not have like a fixed joystick location, but just anywhere you initiate a touch, it creates the joystick? Because I know you can just drag one on here, but then you got to like choose left or right, just on touch. Like touches started. So what did you do then? Did you say like if a new touch has started, like you move the position of the joystick to the touch location? And yeah, let me go open that up. I think I have it. Scroll down so everyone can see all my garbage projects down here. Yeah, where is it? I'm not sure where those game files went. It's probably in Discord, but let's see if I can figure it out real quick. Touch X. It wants a number, a layer, and a number. Okay. Opening up some documentation here. Have to read. You have the same list of projects. You think you create a thumbstick on the touch, at the touch X and Y, then delete if no touch. That makes sense too. Now I'm just trying to figure out how to call the touch location. Touch X number. So the first one is the touch identifier. The layer is a layer, of course. Okay, so I guess I just create a number for it. Touch X. Let's say 1. Maybe even 0 if it likes that kind of thing. So yeah, I could do a create event as well. If that same touch is ended, then we will delete the joystick. And then finally, if the joystick is pushed in an 8-way direction, actually, is that right? Do we want 8-way? Yeah, 8-way is fine. I don't want to have to specifically call all of those out. I'm just trying to figure out, so we've got the 8-way movement. I don't want to have to specify each of these though, right? I know there's a smoother way. Okay, sweet. So if the stick is pressed, simulate stick control for the player. Yeah, appreciate it. We'll see if this works. Okay, then I think I re-invert these. And then when it says show and start pressing, in that second set of images you sent, the show and start pressing and then new touch on a screen side. What were those for? Okay, I think, let me go ahead and, don't need this one out here. Let me save the game, and I'm going to do a quick LAN test. Okay, seems to be working. The funny thing is I don't have any of the art assets here in the test, but so I'm playing with a bunch of purple rectangles. It's kind of hard to see, but the movement seems to be working on mobile. So yeah, sometimes OBS blocks it out. All right, I think that's the game then. That means, sorry, I'm just checking my phone. Let me get that into Discord, and then we're going to try out some Clone Escape. You said you're trying to find something real quick. All right, I'll be right back. Okay. Yeah, what'd you find? Oh wow, we made it after the original Clone Escape. How long ago was that? Bob. Fell for the same trap 645 times. Classic. Let's see, I'll look at Beatbox Kid. Slain for daring to jump too soon. He definitely did that a lot. A legend at dying repeatedly. That's true. Tap to cast, tap to catch. Nice. Did you have like a what's the goal Oh, you pulled it up? Did you want me to play it here? I've got your other music going, but... Simple Fishing. Day, night, original. Nice. Let's try night. Or like, let's see. So is the whole game different if you do that? Simple Fishing, start, reset score, leaderboards. I like the water level going up and down. Oops, I guess I didn't do it right. Or I did do it right. So you just hold it down to reel it in? Got it, nice. Let's, oops, not that. I missed the control on how to back out. Let's try the night version. Oh, yeah. Very nice. What was the control to back out? I missed it again. Let's try the day. Start. And you said it was... Oh, tap the sun to exit the game. Oh, nice. I like the floating clouds too. Now this is the this is what a lot of game jam scopes should be, to be honest. Nice, I like it. That's super chill. Gotcha, yeah, it's for the mobile. Cool beans, man. Very nice. All right, but yeah, we've got to get up some points for this stuff. All right. All right, let's go. Let's go die a bunch. Now, I know I need to go to the right on this one. Oof, right on top of it. So let's go to the right. Remember, every failure brings you closer to quitting. Maybe that could be a good tobacco cessation campaign. Oh, I forgot about that trap. No! I should have read the sign too. Okay, I'll see if I can get through some of these relatively quickly, and then I might use the cheat version after that too. But the way I'm playing, it's probably not going to be too quick. Alright, I gotta read the sign. If I had a coin for every time you died, I could afford to make a better game. Well, ain't that the truth? How many times did you say you saw someone die? It's like 600 times to a trap or something. Ugh. That was the wrong approach. Dang it. I'm raging. Okay. Done with that one. What do we have? 11. Let's show trap kill count first. Then we're definitely going to want the checkpoint as soon as we can. Display total deaths. Not sure why you would want this. To show our failure, of course. And then, somewhat safer now. Some hidden traps will be slightly easier to see. You're welcome. Nice. All right, level 3, more spikes. If quitting now feels like failure, imagine what continuing will feel like. That'll definitely feel bad. I better get these early traps out of the way here. $645 times to a spike? That is insane. I mean, I'm bad, but that's another level. That's special. No. I need to make sure I get plenty of DNA. And Riley sends her regards. She says, tell Code hi. It was a head bump jump. Well, that was just a suicide jump right there. Oh, the one that they died that many times to? Whoa. That makes sense. Where did that whoa come from? Ugh, I can't get it. I'm not gonna do it. It's 1 in 1,000 chance to play on death. Literally 1 in 1,000. That's hilarious. Okay. I gotta lock in. I always say that. I'm not gonna lock in. We all know me. We've seen this dance before. The game isn't getting harder, you're just getting worse. That's valid. Yeah, but it plays a lot for some reason. Trying to remember. I just got it too. Trying to remember. I think we come back around from that direction. Let me try going to the right first. Hey, time to relax, focus. How's your night going? Yeah, Lost in Code there in chat made this game, so I'm playtesting it for him. I don't think I played Trap Adventure. Alright, is there a spike? Ugh, I knew it! You baited me. Dang it. Yeah, he did do a nice job at making me rage. It's a rage game. It's hilarious. Come on, jump. Anyone watching this part of it looks like I'm just running off. I'm trying to jump, but he's got it set up to where the head bump is real. I had it too, dang it. I keep moving too fast. There we go. There's one right there. Brutal. Wait, did I not? I thought I paid for trap showing my death count. Are they showing me every time I die? Oh, it did show. Okay. Well, that's embarrassing. Here, tell you what, I can drop the link. Let me just hit this. It's clone escape. Basically, the theme is you die so many times and you just respawn as a new clone of yourself. Ugh, I keep eating the spikes with my face. I would not recommend it. Would not recommend it. I'll be honest though, the thing that rages me most on this level is trying to jump out of those little nooks. Yeah, no problem. Oh my goodness. And I told Code this before, I'm not a particularly good platformer gamer in general. So for me to playtest the game is going to give him a very genuine average user experience. So if I'm struggling, normal people are going to struggle. Good players won't struggle where I struggle. Case in point. What is wrong? What is wrong with me? So far, the struggle is fine, as intended. I don't know what it is. I can make the jump sometimes, like half the time, and then I just forget my timing. That's a personal problem. Yeah, it's pixel perfect and it shows. Because what most people, non-game devs don't necessarily realize, a lot of games cheat. So like in Mario or a game like that, you can actually run off of an invisible ledge. The Coyote runtime or whatever it's called. And I think you took that out of this game. So it's just literally when the pixels end, you're falling. There's no grace period. When you make a top-down game and enable rotation, but it slides all over, probably the pivot point, but also default code, right? Is that a problem you're having in a game you're making? It could be a few things, so I'm curious. Are you talking about like in the gdevelop top-down behavior? Yeah, okay, in gdevelop. When you say it slides all over, are you talking about the way that the art looks, or like the thing is actually moving all over the screen? Dang it. I would say it kind of depends on what the exact problem is there. I don't think that the default top-down behavior causes anything to slide all over, so it's probably something to do with the way that it's being implemented in the events. In fact, I just did, in the earlier part of the stream, I just did some top-down. Let's take a quick look. Oh, yeah, you know what? I think I know what you're talking about. Because I disabled rotation. I just did this game an hour ago, and I disabled rotation for the player object. So like without the rotation, it looks like this. You just move around, you don't rotate. Then if I do enable the rotation, it does look pretty funny. I have it set to a pretty high rotation speed, but this is what you get. You'll rotate, and so I think if it looks like it's sliding all over, but you do want rotation, I would recommend making it a really fast rotation. So go into the behavior and set the rotation speed to like 1,000 or more, something like that. See if that makes it feel better. All right, where am I? Oh yeah, dying. Oh, a click to move example. Yeah, if it doesn't look quite right, I would adjust the speed on those things. Yeah, if you're using pathing, that'll... Are you using the pathfinding behavior? Okay, this is where I'm gonna die some more. Yeah, if it rotates while moving, like almost like the top of a tank while the tank's rolling forward, but the top is rotating, that'll look funny. I would just set it to a really fast rotation, basically instant. All right, I'm just gonna run. I'm gonna hit some invisible traps here. I'm sure, oh, I didn't. Maybe over here. There's a wall spike. Oh, 0 for instant. Oh, come on. I think after this level code, I might skip ahead so I can try a new level of yours. Dang it. Try any after 4. Yeah, if you want to pop in our Discord, you can give us examples of your game or whatever, and we can see if we can give you any pointers. Sometimes it's easier that way. Yeah, any levels after 4. I gotcha. Okay. Now this one's been a work in progress for a long time, right? I mean, you just literally got this to its published state this past week. Oh, all that just to hit the wall trap. Okay, let me, because, let's see, how do I actually, is there a way to get to the menu from here, or do I just need to start the game over? Escape is just unfull screening it. Like, are you saying to escape the level? Which escape do you mean? I'm losing my edge right now. Gotcha. Yeah. So if it's the actual like desktop app or the controller. Okay. So skill issue fixes. What is that? Oh, cool. Yeah, I guess that's a playtest item discovered. So you're welcome. I have done my civil service. Did you have a version where I can jump ahead? I didn't know if it was... I don't think it's in this version, is it? He has a family, you know, probably. This isn't even the game, this is the menu. Achievement unlocked. Menu menace. Kill menu guy 15 times. Just so you know, he remembers everything. I like the weird shake and explode one. Statistically speaking, you're a danger to menus. This is less Easter egg and more war crime at this point. Every time you do this, I delay your next jump input by 1 frame. Not really, or am I? The letters are getting redder too. You broke the Geneva Convention in a menu. Yeah, time to relax. I don't know if we can trust this game. And literally, the devs are watching and we're concerned. The devs are watching. I don't know if he's concerned. Complete guilt. Knowingly kill menu guy 50 times. Nice. I've unlocked guilt. Every death is canon now. This is lore. This is the way. Respect minus 500. Press F to pay respects to your free time. Yep. All right, I gotta spam the F button. Maybe I can multitask. I'll click the mouse on the guy, the menu guy, and I'll push F. I gotta get my respect back. There's a respawn budget? There's a special place in development hell for players like you. Their kill to start ratio is impressive. Concerning or both? Even Dark Souls is worried about you. That's when you know you need help. Like that's when you know it's getting real. All right, time to relax. Go have a good night. Thanks for hopping on. Good chatting. Thanks for playing. Respect clicker. All right, I'm up to 50 respect. All right, let's see. I killed him. Okay, let's go to this. Wait, no, that's the fishing one. All right, there we go. So I think, let me try 5. That menu game, 10 hours well spent. Trying to see if I have played this one. Let me look. Level 5 saws. There might be a spike 2 blocks to my right, but hey, you'll find out. I definitely found out. I guess I didn't play this one. Ooh. Yoinks. Yep, all new now. You gotta find the traps the hard way. Oh. Okay, let's try up here. There's a thing. Stand on here to call lift. I don't trust you. That character has 5 pixel extra jump. Oh. Like the... that's interesting. Is that supposed to make it a little bit easier, you think? I just wanted to watch that happen. I guess in some cases it could be a little tougher too. I don't know. Jump speed plus 0.2. That's interesting. Oh, it does call the lift. I thought that was a joke. The lift call is actually a relatively nice touch in an otherwise rage game. Just a little bit of quality of life. I don't know why I did it like that. Why did I miss the jump? Ah, I knew there had to be something like this. I was looking for it. There we go. All right. Wait, what? Oh, cool. I'm not dead. Now I'm dead. Also added dust while running. Nice, I like it. That's actually one of the things in Stardew Valley that annoys me, but also annoys Riley, is the dust color. Like here it matches your tiles. In Stardew Valley you typically run around on dust roads, so the pixels are brown. But when it's snowy out and it's white, the dust pixels are still brown. And that annoys her. Which is pretty weird. It's not even a solo game anymore. You know, it was bought out, so it's got a dev team and everything. So you would think they would update that. While the lift arrives, consider where things went wrong all 49 times. Definitely. Ah. Wait, could I even physically fit through that? Maybe it's pixel perfect. I have two bad ways I can choose now. While you're standing here waiting for the lift, take a moment to reflect on all the better things you could have been doing today. No, I don't want to reflect on that. Dang it. I don't like this. Where do I go? Dang it, I meant to duck. All right. I'm going to get up to the 645 deaths. I did not buy the checkpoint upgrade. I really should. Is that part of the cheat code? To be able to buy upgrades? Oops. Oh, okay, you do. Well, next time I'm out of the level, then I guess I'll do that. That would have helped for sure. Ugh. Brutal. Yeah, that's definitely an area where getting a checkpoint would be super convenient. Oh, nice, 417. All right, let's see then. Oh wait, is it already selected? Looks like it's already selected. Sweet. I guess I could have tried pushing E. That would have been the smart thing to do. Also, why you start as Riley. Yeah, the recalling of the checkpoint will be super good. Come on. All right, checkpoint placed. Actually, I can probably put it at the top of this. So yeah, like, for example, if I were in a spot like this, I could bring the checkpoint over here, but clearly don't think I want to. Just wait for the turrets to join in. Oh boy. I have too many spikes there. Spike there. Spike there. Just trigger all the spikes. Just take me. Got the key. It's a lot of spikes. All right. I guess I'll try to go to the other end of this, but I do have the key. Dang it. So I need to get to the other side of the block when I'm over there. 73 deaths. Look at all the heads on that thing. I don't like the way you're saying that. With us laughing so hard, your crying face on there. Don't like it. I don't like the way... Also, that block over there on the right, I just noticed is crooked. So I'm curious to get over there and check it out. Hey. Yeah, I don't think I have time for another full level, but let me navigate it a little bit. Okay, there's a trap. That's a good one. I was going for the sign. I can see there's one down here. Definitely one right there. It's a pretty close jump. Let's see, is there a lift coming? There is a lift coming. But it'll smush me if I stay on it. Oof. Dang it. It's like one of those pixel perfect jumps. Whoa! I even triggered the yell. I'm going the other way. Spike right there. All right. I got it. So you cannot get the key from there. It's just there to taunt you. Try level 12 before I leave? Okay. Complete skill issue and died to the same trap 20 times. Shut up! What do I do there? Will it smush me? Oh, that just reminded me. I didn't get a chance to figure out that weird block in the other one. You see the hidden walls by the door. Could have figured there'd be a spike right there. Oh, yeah, I see it now. Okay. Not sure what to do with it, but I see it. Ooh. Yeah, you tried. They're definitely visible enough. I think that you still have to look at them, so I think it's a good... Like, they don't just jump out at me, but if I look at it, I definitely know. Why do we keep doing that? Why am I the way that I am? Guess I gotta wait for the distance to synchronize. I like how Riley's doing squats the whole time. I can't get up. Go around? Or maybe not, because when I did go around, you mentioned... can't get this jump right. There we go. Ugh, why did I just eat that one? If you want to make sure that every single trap gets sprung, tell Corey to play this. Nice. All right, green flag here. Does it smush me? It does not. It was a trick. It was like a nice trick. That one will. There's a head on a block now. So I could recall it. This part's cruel. I gotta wait for it to come up too. Question, oh yeah, you're definitely right. I was gonna say the question is, do I test it to see if it goes through or if I jump to the side? But clearly I go to the side. Ugh. No. All right. So you mentioned something about level 12. I like where this is going. You mentioned maybe trying 12 as well. Oh, was it so close? Sorry. I lost faith in myself. Checkpoint? You wish. Level 12, no checkpoint. I can recall. I could do the recall, but it didn't give me a checkpoint. Whoa. Okay. What side of that thing do I want to be on? Left side, left side. And me died. It's different. I like it. That timing is interesting. Not quite far enough. Which side? Which side is going to kill me? Oh man. Here's the key. I had to do it. It is a wild idea. I like it. It's a nice mix-up. No. You love how I guessed the right way the first try. Doesn't happen often. All right, I've got about 8 minutes. Let's see if we can do this. Honestly, I would enjoy watching a streamer play this game because, especially someone better than me, because I mean, it's kind of, all the deaths are comedic, but it also kind of keeps you on the edge of your seat. You don't know if they're gonna make it or not, but very likely not. Specifically, you don't know what's gonna kill them next. Oh, I triggered that spike. Also, can you look at level 9? Just this start, as I need to see if you can read the text. Let's do that. Level 9, number code underscore 19/20, weight 2, parenthesis, parenthesis. Is that what that says? 2, parenthesis, parenthesis. I put a spike to my left for no reason. You sure did. You put a spike right there. Level 9 code. Gotcha. All right. Keyboard thing. Why did I do that? Keyboard smashing zone ahead. Ah. Nope, no secret way down there. Ugh. Definitely just throw a checkpoint on here for now. Where'd it go? You can't do that? Sneaky, sneaky. Can you do it anywhere? Well, I don't need it at the start. Oh, almost had it. I could have dodged that. 155 deaths. Oh, this is all. Checkpoint gets removed if a trap touches it to prevent soft lock. Gotcha. Yeah, no, that'd be bad. So are these blocks? Okay, I see. Not sneaky then, actually nice. Oh no, I missed it. I'm terrible at these perfect jumps. All right. I'll be honest, I want the checkpoint here. I think. Maybe I don't. There we go. Just die. Press jump to jump. Thank you. No, yeah, I definitely want the checkpoint here. Because look at all the fun deaths. Yeah, I'm not actually trying to do that. How am I... What's the sequence here? Yeah. There weren't too many options there for the placement. I think I found the one spot. Let's see. I made that jump a couple of times. I don't remember exactly where I was standing, though. Slightly closer to it, I think. All right, well, I can see the door there. I can see the key. They're taunting me. I know. It's midnight here now. I need to get going. I just hate that I'm stuck at this part. But I might be here all night if I don't. All right, I triggered the yell. I'm going to end on that note. I like it though. It's a good solid game. I like what you've done with it. So I think we identified the escape button issue for the itch version of the game, I think it was. And then There might have been something else. Yeah, I'll definitely need to come back. I want to play through the levels because they are interesting. So, all right, I will end the stream there. I'm putting my mic up. All right, Code, you have a good evening, and anyone else who's on the stream as well, thanks for watching, and thanks for lurking. If you want to play his game, it is on GD Games, and what is it? Link is, I'll put the link in the chat, in the description or whatever. So, all right, everybody, thanks so much for watching. Have a great night, great day, wherever you are. Thanks for the hearts, and we will see you next time.